Hey guys, WhipChip here with the brand new custom minifigure tutorial on how to make a more show-accurate Skull Sorcerer. Now, most of you guys probably know this, but the Skull Sorcerer was the main villain, or the main antagonist, in Season 13, Master of the Mountain. And I really like this guy's design. I think he looks sweet, his voice was awesome, his animation was just off the charts, and it was really cool because, you know, they gave us this minifigure, but not really. As you can see, the minifigure that comes in the sets is missing his eye hole, his green eyes, his mouth, as well as these green tips on the wings. So I set out to make my own. Now there really isn't anything that I had to take or buy extra besides just some putty. So we'll get into that. But first, the skull of Doer I just have floating right here. Now in the show, the skull floated in his hands. He never really held it. So I decided when I got this minifigure, one of the first things I did was took one of those superhero action pose pieces and put the skull of Doer on it. And I think that looks really good because it looks a lot more show accurate and really like the Skull Sorcerer is holding his skull. Now, his eyes and mask was definitely the hardest part. Now, I made this minifigure the same day, I think. I think it was actually even maybe Halloween. As I went for the Skull Sorcerer for Halloween. But when I was making that, I got a lot of inspiration from the costume, so I sort of was able to translate this pretty nicely. Now, these eyes are really hard to get into their sockets because you have to use like a toothpick or a Ninjago sword just enough to the point to where it lines up with that black outer edge. That's ridiculously hard, and, you know, it's just super hard to do that. Now, his mouth is actually also really tough to do. Most of those I actually just had as extra pieces when I was trying to mold other things, and I just sort of stuck them on, and I think they look really good. I like that smiling look for the Skull Sorcerer the best, so I went with that one for his face. Now you can see his wings are really nice too. From the back they don't look as good because, you know, you're not really supposed to look at this from the back, but you can see that I just added a lot of green tips to these wings. Now, granted, they make the wings look a little ridiculous, but I think they actually look really cool in person. I just added these little green stripes on each side, just sort of continue that whole, the greenness of his cloak. But yeah. And boom, now he's ready to face Cole. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.